Hi everyone, this is Mary Beth, the Jersey Girl Crafts. Welcome to my podcast if you're new. If you have joined me before, I want to say thank you for coming back. And if you're a return, I don't want to say customer, you're not a customer. If this is not your first time, as you can see, my background is a little different. We were really busy this weekend. We went to IKEA and got a couple of shelves. And it is now almost 10 o'clock at night, and I'm just finally doing the podcast because I've been so busy trying to get everything together. We've ripped apart the room pretty much and tried to reorganize. I went through a lot of stuff that I had that I got rid of because I just don't need it, and I'm either donating some yarn I don't like. I'm sorry if you're getting a glare in my glasses. I don't know how to sit without getting them at this point. Let's see if I move back. Oh, still the glare is there. I have an overhead light and it seems to be making a glare. I apologize. But yeah, I've been busy trying to do everything, and let me show you a little bit. My sign is here, but because of the glare from up ahead, you can't see the whole sign. I've got, let's see, right here I have excuse me, a set of 8, and I have yarn in here in each one of them, and then my TV is up there. I can't see it from here, but if I sit on the other side of the room, I can. I have a light back there, which is helpful. Let me swing you around just a little bit. My computer's there, but that's a beautiful window that I get a lot of natural light if I did this during the day, which in the future I will. So yeah, this is a new setup, and it's nice having my computer here. I have a file cabinet over there with patterns, and then behind me, you see, this is my indie dyed yarn that I've bought. And I try to keep the darker colors here, like the more warm, and the cooler colors here. Although red to me isn't really a cool color, it should be up here. Yeah, we'll put that up there. But these are all the lighter colors, and over here is stuff that has been already wound into balls, or they're, you know, in like a skein rather than, or no, yeah, a skein rather than a hank. And then up there I have some more yarn with one of my sock blockers right there. I have some amigurumi knitting and crochet books. I have my magazines here, although that's not all my books. A lot of them are packed away. And I have more yarn here, and this is a set of 16. So I have all of that, and that's my new setup, and I'm so excited to sit here, and it's very cozy here. And when I open the window during the day, well, today was raining. It was really bad rain out there, so it killed my sinuses, my allergies, because of all the rain. But I did have the window open for a little while, the shade up, and it was nice natural light. So that was really, really nice. Then, like I said, I have the 2 lights, and then over on the other side of the wall, the room, I have another window, so when I put that shade up, it really is nice and bright and beautiful in here. And I'm at a perfect corner. I was at another corner over there, but it seems like it was a little bit darker than here. So hopefully this will be really good, and I can hopefully do more podcasts where, I don't know, everything's right here at my fingertips. I love it. What else? So that's just my setup. Now I'm going to get into a couple of whips that I've got in front of me. I know I've shown you a couple of the podcasts that I was making socks for my niece. Well, here's the heel, and I started the foot, and look how nice that's coming out. I love it. And here's the yarn, and I decided to try doing the 2 at a time, not on one needle. No, not good. Here's the heel. I just have to do the gusset and everything to put it together and then start my foot. And here's what I have left of this. I think I probably have enough left excuse me, to do maybe a matching hat. And I'm using the Knit Picks Chroma worsted weight, and it's called Get Your Neon. See if it focus. Not really. I don't know, this camera doesn't focus very well. And so that is my sock, and I stopped knitting on that only because, and I'm using my Knit Picks needles, and they're the square ones. I'm using, I think, a 40-inch cable. They're interchangeable. I did order another set of tips because unscrewing them and screwing them back on, because I did the ribbing and then down the leg and stopped on the one sock, and then I started the other and went all the way down, and then I did the heel flap, and then I went over to the other one and did the heel flap, and then I did the whole gusset, and I just kept excuse me, like I said, my allergies are so bad with the dust kicking around the room and the weather outside. It's been hard to breathe. Crystal Light iced tea in the cup tonight, as usual. So anyhow, I stopped doing that because I had texted my niece, and I told her I need her to measure from the bottom of her toe to the heel, and then the measurement of the bottom of the toe to the top of the toe, so I can make sure I got the right measurements for her foot. And I took a picture that was in one with a little diagram of a foot and where to take the pictures. Where to take the measurement. And then I took a picture of the sock and I sent it to her and I said, because I'm knitting you socks. I get, "Oh, thank you," with no measurement. So I'm hoping the reason why she didn't get back to me is because she doesn't have a ruler on hand. Because I'd really like to get finished with the socks, and I wanted to make her another pair, which I'm not sure what I'm going to make it in. I'm thinking she is a blue baby, a lot like me, and I kind of wanted to do it in the 100 Ravens Veneer Superwash. It's a DK. And I think it's called Saraswati. It's 100 Ravens. And it's right here. And it's a DK. And then that is the name. But then I'll have to find a pattern for a DK, and I don't have one. So I really like to make it in those colors because I love them. So then I was thinking, where is it? I might do the Chelsea Luxe hand-dyed yarn. Look at those colors. And it's all, see the sparkle? Look at those. And this is Empire City. And it is 75 superwash, 20 nylon, 5 stellina, 438 yards. I believe it's a fingering. I'm thinking it is because it says to use 1 to 3 needle. So, Empire City. Look at that. So, I think make it out of this for her. I think the sparkle would be fun. I've only made socks from worsted weight yarn so far. I tried doing a toe up sock in a fingering weight yarn. It has not gotten far because I decided I was just going to continue with what I know. But that will change after November 9th, and I will let you know that in a few minutes. So they're the socks I'm working on. Then I'm going to go to a second pair of socks for her. If I'm lucky, 2 pairs of socks for her birthday, November 23rd. I think I'll see her on Thanksgiving, but I'm not sure. Next thing I'm working on is a mermaid tail blanket. Oh, the pattern for the socks that I'm doing for Jess, that's my niece, Jessica, is just the Marley Bird, my first sock. I love it because I can go back to her tutorial. She has a tutorial, My First Socks, and there's 6 episodes. The first one is the cuff and then the whole leg. And then it goes to the heel flap and gusset. And then she gets you to the foot and then the toe. Is that right? Cuff, leg, heel flap, gusset, toe. I don't know, but there's, yeah, foot, toe, 6. Anyhow, there's 6 episodes in that, and I like it because I could just jump in and do the gusset because I keep forgetting how to do it. The heel flap and the heel and the gusset or whatever. All those things combined, I always forget how to do it, so I jump back and follow her tutorial. So that is that. Like I said, the mermaid tail blanket is my next one. It's going to be for the boyfriend's niece, Yesenia. She was a year old in, I'm going to get in trouble for not knowing, June, July? She was a little early. It's either June or July. I'm really bad at birthdays. Just let you know, really bad. So I'm making her a mermaid tail, and it's by Liz Patola, I want to say her name is. And I'm making it in I Love This Yarn, and I'm using my eye hook. I'm using my Susan Bates. It's gonna not focus as usual. So I'm using my Susan Bates. I love it because I like this part of it. It's kind of soft and rubbery, so I like the feel of it. It's pretty much the hook I use all the time. So this is the pattern. And I got this pattern, I will tell you later. And here's a picture. It is so cute. And there's 2 sizes, either a newborn or a child's large. I'm making the child's large, which is like a 28 waist and 36 long. So I'm making that for her since she's a year old. And here's the first part. I just started the second color, and it's in the round. So I'm hoping the boyfriend goes to Ohio. His mother hasn't been well lately, so he is going to Ohio on Saturday the 2nd of November, and I'm hoping to have this all done. So I'm doing this color, which is, I love this yarn, Neons, and it's blue neon, and I used a good chunk of this yarn because it was full. Then my second color is, I love this yarn, and it is, where's the color? It's called Ocean. Look at that color. And there's the colorway. Ocean. See, even this is getting the glare from that stupid light. So then there's a third color. If you look again at this, so I'm doing the blue, and then I'm doing the ocean, and then my third color, which is red in here, I'm doing, again, I love this yarn, and this color is Meadow Dance. Look at those colors, and that's pretty true. And where's the colorway? Right there. So that's Meadow Dance. So it's going to be the blue, the greenish blue, and the multi. And then for the tail, although she uses the blue here and here, I kind of don't want to, because I want to use another, I love this yarn, metallic in Peacock. So I love this yarn, and it's metallic, and it's called Peacock. Look at that. So I thought these yarns together are beautiful. So I figure with this next to this, and then adding this, it's pretty much all the colors that are in there, plus the top part of the blue. So that's going to use a nice chunk of my yarn. I don't think I'm going to finish anything else for her. I would have liked to, but this was an unexpected trip. Hopefully everything is okay when he gets there. But I'm hoping to have this finished. And then as soon as I'm done with this, I might as well keep this out. I will then continue my niece's socks. And if she doesn't give me the size because she forgets, because she's 25, going on 26 in November, if she doesn't tell me the size, I'll just make it my size and hope it fits her. I don't know. So that is the mermaid's tail. I actually have nothing finished. I haven't finished a darn thing. So that's all I have in whips. Well, I have a lot of whips. There's projects all over in all kinds of bags. But they're pretty much what I've been working on, and the only thing I've been working on. I'm still working once in a while on the Odyssey shawl. Oh, where is that bag? Hold on one second. I'm still in the room. I just had to go on the other side of the room. I wanted to show you what I got. Sorry about that. I am still working on the Odyssey shawl, and it's all purling basically on the most of the body of it. I watched tutorials on how to do the Portuguese knitting, and I went on Amazon and I bought this. Look at this for the Portuguese knitting. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, no matter where I put it, you're going to get that. It's a kitty cat and trees around it, and it's looking up at the moon. And there's a little tree on the back, and it's a really strong magnet. So you put it on your shirt, and then you can do the Portuguese knitting, which is really, really a great way to purl. So I treated myself to that. I don't remember. I honestly do not remember who sold it. I know it was on Amazon. And it's, let me see. I'm going to spell Portuguese wrong because I keep doing that. Portuguese knitting. All right, let's see if I can find it. She had the most beautiful things. I think she makes them all. I believe they were on Etsy as well, but I'm not positive. It's Jill's Beaded Knit Bits. Knit and crochet stitch marker jewelry and she's out of Pennsylvania, US. Her stuff is absolutely beautiful. She has stitch markers that are on, like, attached to other stitch markers. So there's a few things I have I've been looking at because her stuff is absolutely beautiful. She has her own shop, it looks like, on Amazon. And I love anything butterfly, and I'm looking at this number stitch marker charms with a butterfly holder. So it gives you all the numbers so you can put it on a progress keeper on your knitting. And I really need that in my life. So that's where I got that from. So that's the only other work that I've worked on, because when I got to the point of the sock that I had to stop, I always have that in the van usually, so I can work on something if I'm on hold on something else. Now, here is one of the, sorry, I hit the camera. One of the best things that happened to me. I'm so excited. I was watching the Earthtones Girl. Love her podcast. I actually have watched her regarding knitting socks. And she had been talking about, this is really crooked. I'm sorry. I don't think I made it any better. Sorry. Okay, better. Still that glare. It's driving me crazy. Anyhow, Denise DeSantis is the Earthtones Girl. And she has a podcast on YouTube. And if you knit at all or wish you knit, you have to watch her. She's out of Yonkers, New York. And she's a beautiful knitter. She knits socks. They're so beautiful. And she has tutorials on there going over different socks and different ways to do them. And on one of her podcasts recently, she had said she's teaching a class. And nothing ever happens in New Jersey. Just let you know. Nothing. she said she was going to be in New Jersey. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. And not just in New Jersey, because normally it would be in North Jersey. If anything's going on, it's North Jersey or Atlantic City. But she's going to be in Frame and Fiber doing a No Fear sock knitting workshop on Saturday, November 9th. And that's right in Point Pleasant, New Jersey, which is one town over. I could be there within 10 minutes. So, this is it. I figured it was probably no way that there's any seats left, because she had said on the podcast there was only one left. So I'm looking at this and I'm trying to figure it out. And then I figure, like, she gives her email address and you have to pay her through PayPal. And if she gets it, then you're in. So I emailed her and I said, well, I kind of begged, saying I was really close and I would love to take a class with her and learn how to do socks. Because this is only my 4th pair of socks. The one for me, the one for a woman at work, my mother, my niece. Right? Yeah, I think that's all the socks I've ever knit. So I really want to take a class, and it's with fingering weight yarn, and I just really, really want to do it. So I contacted her and she said, yes, there was one slot open, and if I could pay it through PayPal right away, then it's mine. She would email me that she got the money and the seat's mine. I haven't gotten an email yet. So I'm kind of nervous, but I'm really, really hoping that I got in. My money hasn't been returned yet, so I'm hoping I'm definitely in. I'm going to probably give her another few days before contacting her and making sure I'm in. But I'm so excited if it really happens and I'm really in. I'm so excited. Like a professional teaching me how to knit, and sorry, watching her, she has the nicest voice, the nicest tone in her voice when she goes over things. She's very detailed, and she's just the tone of her voice. I can tell taking a class in person with her is going to be amazing. So I'm really looking forward to that. And again, it's Denise DeSantis, the Earthtones Girl. If you haven't watched her podcast, get on and watch it, because, like I said, she's amazing. When I first heard of her, and I heard of her from another podcast, I just don't remember which one. As soon as I heard about her, I went on, and I, of course, always go to the most recent one to see if if it's what I want to watch. I watched that one episode. I don't even know which one it is. And I went right to the beginning, and I binge watched her for the next couple of days. So I'm totally up to date on all of her shows, podcasts. I think the only one I haven't watched so far is she did 3 episodes of sock knitting, where one of them was the heel flap. Oh, one of them is how to measure your foot and where to measure it. And it's wonderful because she actually tells you the tutorials or the classes that she learned it from. And she leaves nobody out. If she learned a method on how to do it or took a class, she mentioned the names. She tells you where to go to look at them. I don't know. I'm kind of a fan. She's just really, she seems very sweet and very real and genuine and very down to earth. I guess Earthtones Girl. So I'm excited if you can't tell. So that's what I will hopefully be doing on November 9th. And she teaches you so you get through the class a toddler size sock. So I'm going to make them, and I think I'm going to do it for Daniel's niece because she's a year old. And I'm going to do it out of this yarn. How pretty. So this is the Neighborhood Fiber Company. Right there. Daniel actually, the boyfriend, knows her from another friend of his. And he brought me one day to Maryland to her store, and it was amazing. They did dyeing that day where you could dye your own yarn. It was so cool. It's downstairs is the whole workshop. Then you up the stairs to where all the beautiful yarn is, and it's beautiful. But let me finish telling you about this yarn. It's rustic fingering, 100% superwash, 475 yards. And the name is Bansky. And here is the label. And here is the name. And as far as I remember from what she told us, is she names her yarn after neighborhoods. So I don't know if they're neighborhoods in Maryland or if they're neighborhoods in wherever she's lived, but her yarn is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that, purples and pinks. And when I was there, wait, I think this is it. No, that one's not it. This one is though. One of the yarns I wanted to dye was, I wanted to look like an oil slick with those, with like a dark black and gold, green, and all those colors. Look at that. I dyed that at her shop. It is beautiful, all the colors that she put in it. I can't wait to make something out of it. I believe this was a sport weight or DK. It's definitely not fingering. It's a little bit bigger. But I don't, because it was dyed with my specifications, it doesn't have a label, so I don't know. So there was another green one up there, but I can't find it, that I had dyed when I was there. So that's the yarn. Did I put that back? Look at that. Now where did I put the yarn? Alright, I have to remember to find it so I don't not bring the yarn. I'm kind of getting everything together in my bag to bring to the class. Next thing I want to tell you is, and we're going on 34 minutes, I'm going to try and wrap this up pretty fast. I was watching, where is it? That's not it. If I got out of this, I'm going to be so mad at myself. Here it is. I was watching Brittany from Ideal Me. And she had a podcast on YouTube, and it was all about the yarn club. And it was a class on, well, I wonder if I could find it. Sorry, I should have been more organized. Go into my history. Yeah, I can't even go into my history. Oh, what an idiot I am. But, sorry. See if I can find it here. It's here somewhere. Here it is. It's Brittany from Ideal Me, and she had a podcast, and it was all about how to like start off your own business. And if you join the Yarn Club Club Pro, you pay a price for the whole year, and there's a lot of videos on how to start your own business and how to price your crochet items or knit items. And she has a whole spreadsheet on how to do this, where you could pretty much price it out before selling it. And she gave a lot of examples, well, a couple of examples of, like, there were 4 Afghans. And she said, you know, basically, what would you want to sell and this and that. And she put all these 4 blankets, and you had to pick 2 that you think you could sell. And one of the ones, which was absolutely beautiful, 2 colors, and it was an elephant. I would have made that just because it was an elephant, but she said that with how many hours it cost to make that, and the price of the yarn, and you have to pay yourself, because if you're going to get a business, you want to get paid. So she went over with her whole spreadsheet. She has this beautiful spreadsheet with formulas in it and everything for you. And you put in the price of the tools, you know, the yarn, and then how many hours does it take you to make it? How much do you want to get paid per hour? And it winds up telling you how much you would sell at wholesale and how much you would sell at retail. So, because if you're selling at wholesale, then you might be doing quantities of it. It might be worth it to drop the price a little bit rather than the retail. So she kind of shows you and guides you how to get to where you want to go in a business and actually make money and not lose. So she goes over that, and it's 2.5 hours, this podcast. I don't know if it's still up. I think it was only up for a certain amount of time. So I had watched that and was really interested, so I decided to go check out the Yarn Club, and I decided to join. You actually get all these classes from professionals on how to make certain things, tutorials on knit and crochet, both. There's a shop where you can shop for yarn at wholesale prices without worrying about having a tax ID or anything else. And then it's the pro classes are actually workshops for how to take really good pictures. Let me see if I can get into the classes. Yarn Club Pro. So how to make a website in 15 minutes is one of them. the perfect product and pricing spreadsheet. That's what I was talking about. And she gives you one. I think there's about 25 or 30 patterns, and she has the whole thing laid out for you of how much material should cost and paying yourself and everything else, how much you should sell it for, and then a link to where to find that pattern. And she teaches you about going in and finding patterns and really looking at some of the designers and their what's the word I want to use? Oh gosh. Well, some designers, like I know I have an amigurumi book of monsters, and well, not monsters, well, kind of different monsters and stuff. And I can't remember the name of the book either, but it's packed away. I don't have it even out because I found out after buying the book, and it was a couple of dollars. I mean, it cost me, I think, about 20 something dollars. And to only find out that, yeah, you can make these patterns, and they were beautiful, absolutely beautiful, easy to follow, and tons of them, and you can mix up the heads and the arms and the legs and the body, only to find out there is a disclaimer, I guess you want to call it, that you can't make and sell them. So you have to be careful with designers. Are they going to allow you to sell the product? Obviously, you can't sell their pattern. It's theirs. And you wouldn't want to do that. But you have to look at the disclaimer and you have to see, is this pattern okay to make and then sell? So she goes through all of that. And honestly, it never really occurred to me, the patterns I buy on Ravelry or on websites, to check to see if I can make and sell the product. So now, well, I probably have enough patterns to last me forever. But now if I start looking at patterns, I'm definitely going to read and find out what the designer allows me to do. Some of them just say, if you're going to sell it, make sure you shout out their name. You know, make sure you put on there that this is the designer. So you have to be careful when making patterns, that you're not, you know, stepping on any toes, doing any copywriting stuff. Then the next one is mindset and how to set your expectations for success. How to overcome imposter syndrome launching your business. Like, get out of your own way, basically. You don't think your stuff is as good as the person next to you. Well, the person next to you have been doing it a lot longer than you. And you're pretty new at it. But your stuff is good. And you know it's good because people say, oh my gosh, that's beautiful. I would pay for that. You have to take people's criticism and you have to realize that they're probably not lying to you. Your work is probably good. But I know me, I am my own worst enemy. And I tell myself whatever I'm making is crap. I go out there and I sell it. Some stuff I really make and I go, oh my gosh, I can't believe I made this. It's so beautiful. But that's rare. I'm putting my product out there at the best of my ability at this moment in time. I'm hoping to get better. And I know I'm getting better every time I make something because I remember the first couple of things I've made. So that was a really, really good one to watch. How to sell your product at craft fairs and actually earn a profit. Next one, how to design and sell your own patterns. What else? How to grow your audience, which I have not done yet. How to earn income as a tech editor. Time management, haven't watched that. how to sell your stuff on Etsy or another platform, how to launch a craft blog, how to grow your audience. There's just so many things in here that is really amazing and interesting, and the price of the yarn in here is actually really good. The shipping costs are not bad at all. I haven't bought anything, but I've had the same thing in my cart for the past couple of days. And I'm just, like anything else, especially this weekend, I'm going through my craft room and I'm doing all this and I'm seeing how much I have and I'm going, wow, I have a lot of stuff. Do I even need more yarn? Probably not. So, hence one of the reasons I'm making the mermaid blanket is because I'm going through a lot of yarn. So I will make it, and I will go and make a scrap blanket as well, because I know I have a lot of scraps around here. So I think that's my next project for the winter, is to make a nice scrap afghan for myself. I do have one really heavy one. I took 6 or 7 strands of yarn and I just kept going and going and going. I think I showed that on a former podcast. It hangs on my futon right now. It is so heavy. I was home, my appendix. A few months ago, April, my appendix actually almost burst. I was in a lot of pain. I went into the hospital with the pain and they said it was my appendix. So had my appendix out, came home, and on the back of the futon I had the afghan I made, and I was freezing one day. Freezing. I think I had a slight fever. And the boyfriend was at work and I was home alone, and it was so hard to get up and down because I had the appendix out. I grabbed this afghan, put it on top of me. I was sweating. It was so warm. Like, I can't wait till it gets really, really cold. It's only been, at night we actually have one night it was in the 30s, but usually it's been in the 50s lately at night and 60s during the day. And we've reached like 72, 73. So it's really warm during the day, but it's cold in the morning. So I want to make another scrap gan, but I want to make it not as heavy. I don't want to use 6 or 7 strands of yarn. I think I used 6. And I used it with like a big hook. So this is huge. And I made it with half double crochet, US terms. So that's what I made. What else? So I love this club. I joined this club. I'm very happy with it. Eventually I will buy some yarn from here because the prices are amazing. But I think I want to stay away from yarn for a little while now that I've really seen everything I have. And my fingering weight yarn, the indie dyed yarn here, I've used 2 of them. I've started something and pulled it apart. I think I've made 2 hats. That's it. Yes, I made a hat out of Moon Tower Dye Works. I think it was called Valentine or something. So I made a hat out of that, and yeah, that was the only good yarn I've used so far. I was afraid to use it at first because it was so thin compared to the worsted weight and the bulky weight that I've always used. So to go down to a fingering weight, I could not do it. I couldn't crochet. I couldn't knit. It was so tiny, and then you go down to these tiny little needles and hooks, and I was lost. So I finally worked my way down. I went to the DK weights and started using them with the smaller hooks. Then I started the sport yarn. And then by the time I got to the fingering weight, I was really comfortable. So I'm going to now start using the good yarn. I was going to make a beautiful shawl for my sister's wedding. Didn't get to it. Which I'm glad, because it was the hottest day imaginable. So I definitely did not need it. I was sweating. So that's pretty much it. I want to wrap it up because it's been 50 minutes. Thank you if you stayed with me this long. I apologize. I really do try not to go over 30 minutes, and yet every time I do a podcast, I'm an hour because I don't shut up. So I'd like to say good night and thank you very much for watching. And it's 10:45 and I have to get up at 5 in the morning to go to work. So I am now leaving you and saying thank you very much for sticking with me. And I hope to see you again. Night.